Desai, my father's quest to find a perfect husband for me. My father's quest to find a perfect husband for me, Sonali Desai.
This was 20 years ago back in India. I know, I'm too young to have been married 20 years ago. But remember, I come from a land of snake charmers, elephants, and child marriages. Just kidding. Good evening, everybody. Ever since I can remember, all my moves were tailored towards finding a perfect husband for me, including my career choice. My father would say, you have a lot of careers to choose from. You can either be a doctor or a doctor, or you can be a doctor. So many choices. This was so confusing. I gave it a lot of thought and decided I was going to be a doctor. Once that was decided, my father's quest to find a perfect husband for me began. He had just two criteria. The boy has to come from a known family, and he has to be well educated. He could be an engineer, or he could be a doctor. The quest began. Candidate number 1. He was my father's cousin's father-in-law's second cousin's neighbor's dog's friend's owner. He was an engineer. Arranged marriage is a family affair, so we all went over to the boy's house to meet with him. Once we reached there, we exchanged pleasantries and settled in. I noticed a very stout boy sitting at the far end of the sofa, staring at the floor. The parents were chatting away to glory while I waited impatiently for the prospective groom to arrive. After what seemed like eternity, the father introduced the very stout boy as his son. I weighed all of 90 pounds with my shoes on back then. Imagine that. All this while, the boy was still staring at the floor. Not once did he look at me. Soon it was time to go home, and I did not even get to look at the lower half of his face. The next morning, his father called my father to say, our son really likes your daughter. Let's get them engaged. How can that be? He did not look at me. Forget him. I did not get a look at him. I did not know if he could walk, if he could talk. What if he was a lemon? I cannot even return him. He refused to meet with me. That was the end of the story. Candidate number 2. He was my mother's childhood friend's mother-in-law's older sister's grandson. He was a CPA, but my father made an exception because they were very, very, very rich. They all came over to our house. No sooner did they enter the house, the boy asked to talk to me alone. Yes, my kind of a guy, straight to the point. We went over to the next room and he says, look, let me be very clear here. I don't believe in weddings or marriages. I am looking to get married, so you can give company to my lonely mother at home. Was he looking for a wife for himself or a wife for his mother? so much for my kind of a guy. This was very frustrating. Then I thought to myself, maybe these are the kind of items available in the market. It is not like Amazon or eBay where you click on an item and you are prompted with, customers who viewed this item also viewed. And then you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the items that are available in the market. Nor is there a compare option here. What do I compare them to? The quest continued. Candidate number 3. This candidate needed no introduction. He had rejected so many girls in the community, he himself had lost count of it. He was an engineer. We all went over to his house. Everybody exchanged pleasantries, and my brother started chatting with the boy. When I heard the boy talk, I was completely floored. I wanted to outbid all other bidders. But then again, this was not eBay. Soon we were ushered into the next room to chat one-on-one. Once we started talking, I realized we had a lot in common. We both could walk. We both could talk. More importantly, we had the guts to look at each other. 15 minutes into the conversation, forget the bidding. I wanted to buy it now. My father could see the glee in my eyes. He knew I really liked this boy. But the million-dollar question was, did he like me? Candidate number 4. Ha! There was no candidate number 4. Candidate number 3 called my father to ask for my hand in marriage. Jackpot! Don't tell him that. My father was successful in his quest to find a perfect husband for me. 20 years of wedded bliss and still counting.